are talking about your babies. Yes, we have one here. That's the chaos in the studio. You know, our babies, our pets are very, very important. Sometimes things are going wrong, so we've got folks here that will help you out. Shelby Schultz is here from the Outreach Manager and the Pet Helpline at the Kentucky Humane Society. And Megan Decker is here, PR and Media Coordinator. Hey, Ralph, this is Ralph.
Come here.
Hey, Ralph.
He's very short, everybody.
Yeah, he is. He's got, look, Ralph, come here. Now, see, she's got treats. He's like, you don't have any treats?
Here, we can pass them over. Pass one over. Look at that.
Dude, you got it. You're such a good baby. He needs a home. That Sugar needs a home. He, now, I don't know a lot about him, but when he came in, he was so happy to see me. He likes for you to rub his belly.
He does.
He has a very sweet disposition. He seems to be a little high energy, though.
He is. So, Ralph here is a 2-year-old Rottweiler Basset Hound mix. I know, it's a hilarious combination. It is adorable. He's very long, as we see, and he's very young. He actually came to the Kentucky Humane Society just yesterday, and he is wonderful. I fell in love with him immediately because, obviously, look at him. He is a perfect angel. He does get the zoomies, and he runs around, and he can pull hard on the leash. I'll warn everybody, he probably isn't one that you want your 5-year-old to walk.
but learned behavior could teach him how not to pull on that.
And he's actually really smart.
Has to learn that. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Down.
And this is Ralph. So Ralph does need a home. Okay, we've got some callers on the line. If you have a question about your pet, whatever that might be, we're going to try to help you if we can. You'll want to call now because not a lot of time left in this show. Becky, what's your question for today?
My question is how I would go about getting this dog to chill out. We can go outside for 15 minutes and leave him in and come back in, and he just goes crazy, jumping on people, hollering at you. He grabs your arm, not biting it, but kind of like he's hugging your arm.
Yeah.
And the whole time he's crying while you're doing it.
Okay. How old is your little boy?
He'll be 2 in October.
2? Yeah. Okay. So while walking your dog is a great way to get them to smell things outside, get some energy out, a lot of times it's not just about their energy level, but mental exercise. So we recommend, playing with your dog, not just taking them for a walk, doing enrichment. So, hiding treats around the house, using a type of toy or bowl that makes them have to hunt for their food. So like it's called a maze bowl, and it's got little ridges in it, and that's what I feed my dogs out of. It also helps them not eat too fast. But so enrichment tools and toys, playing with them, whether that's tug of war, fetch, doing a training session, it's getting their mind active as well as their body, and that's what's really important, especially if you're having people coming over, because even a dog that's maybe ran around, they haven't gotten a lot of mental exercise, so it's, oh my gosh, there are people, and I want to say hi, and I want to do things, so it's kind of important to do both, the mental and the physical exercise.
Now, her baby is still young.
Yes.
But I would also think that at some point she can train him where he automatically knows jumping is a no-no.
Absolutely. If jumping is something you don't want to see your dog do,
I'm chilling.
Yep. It's something very easy to work with your dog on, especially if you can get some help from some neighbors or family
to come in.
To practice. It's all about don't just work on the behavior when it's happening. So when you do have guests over, but practice those situations in a training session. So have a neighbor or a friend or a family member come to the door, knock on the door. Have your dog go into a sit or a down. It's up to you, and practice that where they're getting heavily rewarded because they're sitting, and then after 30 seconds or however long you can kind of increase it as they get better and better. You are teaching them that in order to say hello to that person, they have to be in that sit. Yeah. And if they start to jump, usually having them on a leash like this, so when they start to jump. You kind of step back so they can't greet that person.
And it's okay to have a a dog on a leash in the home when they're training.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because then you can correct the problem immediately. You can tell I have a bad dog. So. Yeah, I shouldn't say bad. Okay, Margaret, what is your question? And Bonnie, you're after this. Margaret?
Yes, I have a terrier poo.
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay.
And listen to your phone, not your TV. You're on delay, so go ahead.
I have a terrier poo, and she is about almost 2 years old. She's been through numerous training sessions. but I cannot get her to come to me. If she grabs something, I'll try to get away from her. She won't come to me.
So it's when she has something that you don't want her to have, she runs away?
Yes.
Okay. So this is pretty typical. This is actually, a lot of times, either it can be a game to the dog where you want what they have and they say, oh, we're playing chase. Okay, I'm going to run away from you. Or it's something that they want and they don't want to give it up. So a lot of times what can be helpful in this situation is to trade. You know, we work on this not just with dogs that maybe want to run away when we want them to come to us or when they have something, but also dogs that maybe are a little bit more, you know, growly and things like that when they don't want to give something up. But it's trading them for something that's maybe a higher value. So if they have a sock, you know, maybe you have a really high value treat like cheese or chicken and, you know, you want to have them, you know, drop or leave it, whatever it might be, the command you're using, and, you know, showing them that you have that treat so that they're like, oh, I want that. I want that more than this. And then you trade, and then you can, that's teaching that command of leave it or drop it. So anytime they have something you don't want them to have, it becomes a habit of, oh, okay, you get this and I get the treat and that's all good.
Yeah. So Blue and I started with that, and now I can just say drop.
Exactly.
And he just lets it out of his mouth, and I don't have a treat. So if you were watching, Ralph is learning how to sit. She gave him a little treat and told him to sit. He does.
He's very good at it, actually. Like, especially if we're standing, he'll immediately sit like this. Oh,
you
thought I
it,
dropped
buddy.
it, but I didn't, buddy.
There you go. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to tell you how you can get Ralph if maybe this baby is a dog that you want. And we're going to, Bonnie, you're first in line when we come back, and anyone else that calls, phone number on the screen.